Vast expanses of ancient boreal forest cradle the Earth's secrets. Dark waters reflect the timeless tales of this untamed land. Weathered granite whispers secrets from eons past. A journey for the spirit, and a sanctuary for the soul. This is the Missinaibi.
Day 7 on the Missinaibi. We got an early start, and basically it's flat water all day for 19 kilometers. And if we can avoid what they're calling for with the weather, possible storms, then we might try and push on to 35 kilometers. So we'll see.
They just fight like they're big buggers.
That explains the jump.
Yeah. That's beautiful. Bring it up front. What's this 4 pound test? Steel cable. I know it. By something, look at his left and his right flank. Yeah. That's a nice catch, guys.
Yeah.
You want to hold it?
After trolling for fish on our morning paddle, gray clouds and a light rain settled over the Missinaibi. We broke for a quick shore lunch, where we spotted some fresh moose tracks and some puffball mushrooms. The rest of the day proved fairly uneventful until we reached our destination for the day.
We paddled 31 kilometers today, ended at 2 Portage Falls. That's where we are now. We had considered continuing on to the next set of falls. Would have been another 4K, but these ones here kind of slowed us down. We weren't too sure if we'd be able to run them or not. Looks like we're going to run them with empty boats. So we've got all our gear up on the campsite here. There's 2 campsites and a portage around this. The first campsite's not too bad. The second one is atrocious. Unless you're doing this solo, because there really isn't much room for anything. But yeah, they're about to take the canoes down. I'm doing the filming on this. And let me show you around. This is what 2 Portage Falls looks like. It's a class 3, which is why I've chosen not to run it, but those who have more experience are going to, and I have no doubt they're going to nail it. Here's Dan coming to check it out, and he'll be running it shortly.
Dan and Riley were the first to run 2 Portage Falls, in the canoe that I would usually be traveling in. In this case, I was glad to be watching, as this was probably a little bit over my comfort zone. And here we go. Here's Rob with Deb in the bow running 2 Portage Falls. They chose a slightly different line at the bottom of the run, but they were just as successful. Dan did the last run of the day, taking the solo canoe through the run with ease. And with that, all the canoes were now downriver, Portage Falls. It had been a long day of making up distance, so we were quick to set up the tents, eat, take in the sights, and eventually get to sleep.
Day 8 on the Missinaibi. We're leaving 2 Portage Falls. We're we've got the canoes kind of between the falls and some of the lower section rapids, so we're going to run those rapids right off the get-go. Then we have about 4 kilometers of flat water, and then we hit a whole bunch of falls and rapids. We've got Devil's Rapids, Devil's Shoepack, Pond Falls, and I think there's another set in there too. And so we're only doing about 6 kilometers today, but that's the last campsite for another 25 kilometers. And or even a little bit more, I think it was 28. So instead of doing a full 34 kilometers today, especially with some of the falls that we know are going to slow us down up at the beginning here, we're just running the 6K. We'll take that last campsite, and tomorrow, that means a long day, we'll have 28K to do, but that's all right, we're ready for it. Yesterday we did 31, so nothing we can't handle. We're just packing up camp right now, and then we're heading off. Let's see what we've got.
Check out this rock, it looks like an alien. Like a little gray, 2 eyes, the triangular head. It's kind of cool. There's lots of neat stuff on this beach. Driftwood, rocks, pretty cool.
We've arrived at Pond Falls, and there's no way we're running it. It's actually falls this time. A few of the other places where the water feature was called a falls, they were runnable, not by me, but a couple of the others. This one here, definitely not. Let me show you. This is the lower section of Pond Falls. We had to line the first part, portage around the falls that you see at the top of the shot here. And then if you can see the canoe on the left, that's where we put the canoes back in. The rest of the crew is running this lower section here. Actually doesn't look so bad from here, but when you're right beside it, it looks a lot worse. And I am not experienced enough to run that or comfortable enough to run it, so I'm just gonna watch them come down.
Did you hit anything? It looks like it.
Yeah, bottomed out on one of the drops.
We just left Pond Falls. You can see the outlet over here, right there, and paddled across this little bay. Now we're at Devil's Cap Falls, I think it's what it's called. We're just scoping it out and gonna decide on a plan.
Oh, he's looking at the lower rock. Not bad. In the church and was buried along with the name. Nobody came out of Mackenzie.
We made it to Devil Base Rapids where we're spending the night tonight. So we did about 6 kilometers from our last camp. The reason we did that was a lot of falls, a lot of rapids, a lot of swifts today. Required some lining at one point, a little bit of, well, a fair bit of scouting. And then of course we ran all that. And the other issue is that headed downriver, the next campsite after this is another 25 kilometers, and that was just too much. So we're going to tackle that tomorrow.
This is the crafty corner.
Yep.
Now that we've settled in at Devil Base Rapids, we're going to spend a bit of time just kind of playing in the water. I'm probably going to go fishing. A few of us might go run some rapids, and we may also all just jump in and cool off for a bit, although today has been a little bit cooler than most days. This section of the river, oddly enough, is just filled with flies, like weird giant house flies. It's crazy. This butterfly landed on my gearbox. I don't know where this butterfly thinks he's gone. Just walking the Portage trail here and came across a giant moose print. We're just going to check and see if we can do some lining tomorrow because we can't run that. It's there's too much of a ledge.
Good morning, day 9 on the Missinaibi. It's misty, it's cold, it was really cold overnight. We've got 28 kilometers to do today, so it's going to be a busy day. We're up early, gotta get some breakfast and head on out. Looking forward to it.
We are approaching a rock garden right above Albany, the set of Albany Rapids, and it's a huge rock garden. Looks pretty cool. Rob and Deb have got us all looking for fossils and cool rocks now, so we stopped on this little island and checking out the rocks and seeing what we can find. This is right in the huge rock garden that's part of the very beginning of the Albany set of rapids.
Oh! Oh!
Find anything?
Wow.
Show him the camera.
Stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
Oh, that's a cool
amazing.
one. Like they're everywhere.
I just like this shape a lot, Rob. This has like 2 nice thumb grooves. It's got good holding.
Even Lyra's looking for fossils.
Full scope? Yeah.
can't remember the chemical name for fruit.
One of many fossils we found so far.
The Waco. Oh, Waco! Oh, love! Look at this Waco.
Tiny.
A Waco.
Oh, nice.
Or almost two.
Yeah, two little ones.
Yeah. Here's my collection
There's
so
a whole
far.
YouTube channel, like, there are many YouTube channels of just people cutting things in half.
Yeah. Oh.
With the high frequency that bears don't actually register them. Really? Yeah, so bears don't register the sound of a bear bell. What do eagles think?
We made it to Big Beaver Rapids today, and what a beautiful set of rapids, let me show you. Just doing the portage to get to the campsite at Big Beaver Rapids. This part's nice. Looks like a four-wheeler trail actually. But the first part was pretty rugged. Lots of bushes, lots of rocks, lots of brutal crevices. Anyways, getting there.
We're at Big Beaver Rapids, and it's a definite portage, so we've already done that. We've got the canoes down to the end. Now we're just playing around. I mean, this place is amazing. It feels like you're on another planet, but you're on 3 billion year old Canadian shield granite. It's amazing. Like I'm actually at a loss for words. I've been sitting here for at least an hour just staring off at the falls over here in the background and checking out the different rock formations. It's amazing. Like, this should be one of the 8 wonders of the world. It's beautiful. If you've never paddled the Missinaibi, it's worth coming just for this. Stunning. Look at this view. Just amazing. This huge veins of quartz, I should say. We continue right down the side of the rock. Blueberries. Not too many that are ripe, but there are 2. And I'll save the rest. Oh. Got them. Yummy. Check out this pool of water. It's got the craziest shape. And in the middle of all these jagged chunks of ancient granite are these rounded pieces of rock. Another weird find. Beautifully smooth, round rock in the middle of all these jagged pieces. It's crazy. We have some sort of wild allium here, which is like a chive. Tastes pretty strong, but yeah. We're all sitting by the falls, just admiring the raw beauty and power of it. Look at that churn. That is powerful. Checking out the smaller channel now. It's a little bit calmer than the other side, but just as impressive because of all the rock features, but a little bit calmer too. We may actually, we're gonna check if we can swim in here. I don't know if we can, but we'll see.
With just one more day left in our trip, spending the afternoon exploring Big Beaver Rapids, cooling off and freshening ourselves in the swimming hole, and just getting to relax was probably one of the best ways to start closing out this epic 10-day journey. And what better way to end the day than with this KD chili creation and the quintessentially Canadian crème brûlée for dessert.
Day 10, our last day on the Missinaibi. It's been quite the adventure. I think we're all really tired. You can probably see it on my face. I barely slept. A little bit cold. Part of it was excitement to know that we're heading home today. Part of it was, you know, a bit sad to leave. But yeah, it's been a great trip. The bugs are ferocious this morning, so we're all trying to get ready as quickly as possible. I've got a bunch of my stuff ready. I'm just doing this quick video to close things out. We're leaving Big Beaver Falls this morning, paddling about 1 kilometer up, and we're hitting Little Beaver Falls. That's a mandatory portage. After that, I think is Glassy Falls, also mandatory portage. Then we've got a couple of class 1s and class 1 technicals to do. Then we'll be arriving at the town of Mattice, where we're going to basically unbundle everything that we packed up this morning, make sure that everybody's got the stuff that belongs to them, and pack up and head home. We have 2 cars. One car heading back to the GTA, the other car heading back to Ottawa. We want to make sure we've got all of our gear and stuff properly sorted out. It's a bit of a gray day this morning, but here's another shot of Beaver Falls before we leave. This is the lower section of it, Big Beaver Falls.
Downriver from Big Beaver Falls was the aptly named Sharp Rock Rapids. It was a rainy day, making the jagged rocks slippery and treacherous, so rather than portage, we opted to line the canoes down. It wasn't easy, but with good communication and careful footing, we got the job done.
We've arrived at Glassy Falls. They're definitely not runnable. It's an actual waterfall. It's been a gloomy day. It's been raining pretty hard. The rain's let up right now, so that's kind of a nice break. We're going to do the portage and then continue on. This is the bottom of Glassy Falls. That feeling when you see Mattice in the distance. Almost the end of the trip.
Do you need me to press a button on here?
No, I've got to.
This is it, the end of the trip. 10 days and 200 kilometers later, we arrived in the town of Mattice, where we gathered on the banks of the Missinaibi to take our final group photo.
2, 1.
Good set, good set.
Amidst the untamed beauty of the Missinaibi River, old friendships are strengthened and new ones emerge. Sturdy bridges over life's unpredictable currents, proving that in the heart of the wilderness, camaraderie becomes the compass that guides us through the wild and beautiful tapestry of Northern Ontario. Here ends part 3 and the final installment of my Missinaibi series. We would depart Mattice, a town that to this day dances to the rhythmic pulse of the logging industry, its heartbeat echoing through the vast surrounding forests, a poetic junction where wilderness and industrial dreams converge. For us, this would be the end of our journey, but the beginning of lasting memories. If you enjoyed my Missinaibi series, then please consider liking, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell for future uploads.